Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hustle to Wealthy, the Mark and Paulina show
In our LA studio.
in our LA studio.
And I love the fact that we have no idea, well, I don't, guys, I have no idea which
Order.
that's the word, what order they're all coming, right? So I don't know whether you're seeing this one after the other or you saw it at episode 12 and then now we're at 45. But we're having a lot of fun tonight, guys. I hope you've been enjoying it. I don't think we can, convince our partners that we should fly to LA and once or twice a year so we can just do podcasts. Yeah.
Well, no, we just tag the
Bring them with them. Yeah.
Well, either bring them with us or just, make up the excuse of we are just planning for the next 12 months.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So this is like next 12 months. So
this is a bit of a fun one, right?
It is a fun one. What would we do? What would we do in 2024 to become millionaires?
Yeah. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun with it because we get asked a lot, what would you do? So I thought we'd have a bit of fun with it. There will be some serious answers in here as well, but guys,
somewhere in between.
Yeah, somewhere in between. You work them all out because Paulina goes, what would you do? And I'm looking at her going, I'd start a podcast, and we've got three of them going. So maybe we're going to be a trillionaire.
Ooh.
No. Let's try.
We should measure if that's we haven't created the podcasts to make money, right?
No.
We just created the podcast because we were like, we're having fun and we really want to share with you guys out there, with the business owners out there. But there is a different way of living. Like, you do not have to work yourself to the bone. You do not have to chase the next $500,000 in revenue, right? Or in sales. Like, if you do that and you are in hustle mode and you're loving it and you're building that multi-billion-dollar empire through your businesses, good on you. Like, total respect to you. But there is an alternative way of making money. And I truly believe that we are in a space, and maybe a little bit woo-woo, but like energetical space in this transition into 2024, where like we have the biggest wealth transition ever, not from just from boomers to the people who are like, who's under boomers? You're
us, X-Gen.
Oh, are you?
X generation.
X generation. You're not a boomer?
No.
Not a boomer.
Bloody hell. No, I'm not. Well, that partnership just ended quickly, didn't it? I think we wouldn't mind taking a step back, right? Like, what's your definition of a millionaire? And the reason why I say that is because, and these numbers better than I do, because there's how many minutes, what was that one you talk about, how do you turn over $1 million or something?
Yeah, but you mean how to build $1 million business?
Yeah.
Or yeah. How much you need to earn per minute?
And it was like $860.
So it's to make $817,000 a year, you need to. I think it's like $1.32 per minute.
Right.
Or per second.
And because I've seen a lot of people who look like millionaires, guys, but they're broke as, right? So, how to become a millionaire in 2024, is that net, like, i.e. $1 million cash in the bank, right? Because I've even had people turn around and say, I've got $1 million equity in my property, so therefore I'm a millionaire. Well, technically they are, but just so you're aware, guys, millionaires talk about $1 million cash bank, right? Liquid in there. So just
see, my definition is different.
Oh, look, so is mine, right? Like to me, I'd rather, so you could be talking about a millionaire lifestyle. It could be, we travel, like we have money rules as an example, guys. And this is why I wanted to have a bit of fun with this episode, because there's so many different ways you can talk about it, right? And so to me, like you can live like a millionaire and have a beer budget, right? I don't know if you've heard that champagne lifestyle on a beer budget, right? That's where people are literally spending way more than they earn, right? But if you think about it the other way, like the way that Billy and I travel, we have a company that gets us really good deals on business class, right? And we're paying bugger all more of premium economy than what you would like. It's so cool, right? You can go to Qantas and it'll cost you 20 grand, or if you understand the rules, you can get it for 5.
So
massive difference, right?
For those who aren't Australians or Kiwis, what do you mean by bugger all?
Bugger all. Yeah, very little. How's that? Huh? Very bugger all. Yeah, you know, sweet as, bro. You know. So, start thinking about what your definition of a millionaire is, and whether you do need to have so much money to live like a millionaire.
All right. So, what would you do in 2024 to be a millionaire now that we've defined it?
Well, I mean, if I go from a business perspective, you could find one person, charge them $1 million for your services. I know that sounds, but we were chatting to a guy who apparently, in our sessions today, one guy charges another client $1 million for in hypnosis or something. Like, how cool is that, right? Were you not there for that?
I wasn't there. That sounds epic.
Yeah, so our mentor was talking about, a guy that he knows that's in the hypnosis business, and he charges one client $1 million. So imagine how much money that hypnotist, the dude that does hypnotherapy, hypnotist, there we go, there's the word.
What's a dude?
The dude, yeah. The man. Right, so that's like, think about that. So or you could find 10 people and charge them $100,000, and we can go down. You can find literally 1 million people and charge them $1, right? And then that's why I said define a millionaire, right? Because what if it costs you $1 million to find 1 million people to charge them $1?
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah,
absolutely. So I find it really like the reason why I'm teasing you about your languaging, yeah, is because we are in LA, right? And it's the first time an Aussie and a Kiwi rock up to LA, right? And it's been pretty funny because like every time I say something, they just look at me and they go, "What are you on about?" And I'm like, "Is it like originally I thought over the last couple of days I thought it was my accent." But I've actually, I figured out it's actually the words that I use.
Yeah.
Half of the words they're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like today I said, hey, I'm just going to quickly run to the loo. And the guy's like, what? And I'm like, you don't know what that is?
The water cupboard.
Yes, the water cupboard, yeah. So...
and just so you know, I'm the Kiwi.
I'm not the Australian.
Wow, neither am I.
But how many years have you been living in Australia? Come on.
Yeah, 20 lots.
So probably more than in
exactly. Literally more than a Kiwi.
See, the reason why I can call myself a Kiwi is because I spent more time in New Zealand than in any other country that I lived in, and there was a lot of countries. So,
Millionaire Status in 2024.
So here, like, I love how you go business. This is how I would make $1 million, and there is an episode where I actually go through the 10 ways of how you can make $1 million. So definitely tune into that one.
Cool.
But for me, I wouldn't actually start with business, believe it or not.
No.
Even though business is like the background I come from, I would literally go and say, okay, how can I find someone who I can borrow money from, where I can do like an investment strategy, right? Like joint venture investment strategy that will make it quickly. Like, I was having a conversation with one of our amazing partners who is in property, and I was going, okay, we are doing a property development, and we were like, how do we get that money from, like, how do I find the money? And he's like, well, it's not your money. You just find the partner who's got the money. You've got the skill, right? So I was like, really? And I'm like, we're talking here like a $3-4 million development, right? 4 or 5 million. And he goes, yeah, there's people there who have money that don't have time or skills. So if you have time or skill, right, and don't have the money, you will always find the money as long as you have skill or time. So you only need 2 out of the 3, time, skill, or money. So if you don't have money, do you have the other 2? If you have money, do you have one of the other 2 to deliver, right? So I was like, that was such a fascinating concept to me. And it opened up such a massive world, because I was like, at the time, I was like, why am I thinking so small and going, how can I generate, $500,000 with my business? Yeah. If I can go, how do I generate, say, 6 properties on a development, sell 4 and keep 2, and suddenly I have $2 million in properties. If I sell them, I'll be a millionaire. But here is my definition of a millionaire. My millionaire definition is actually having a portfolio, and that includes your business, that generates you $1 million worth of cash flow every year. Very different net
cash flow. Yeah, and that's nothing wrong with that, right? Because if you think about it, if it's net cash flow, you could quickly become a multimillionaire. Probably the only thing that I would say as a development might take more than a year to net that mill.
Watch me.
2025 is probably more like that. But to go back to the money side, guys, you don't need money. Probably the best thing I heard, and it was again quite recently, was the right deal will always find the right money. Right? So if your deal is good enough, it'll always find the right money. Me, if you wanted to start somewhere smaller, guys, and I always look at it and go, well, you know, we have these templates in one of our other businesses, guys, and you know, we can take 10 grand and show you how to turn it into 10 grand a month cash flow in just 10 months, right? Now, will that get you to millionaire status? No, right? Let's be very clear. But would it be okay if in 2024 you took massive leaps forward to go down that path, right? And the reason why I like using that template, I know that, you know, out there, if you haven't seen me talk about, you know, the 10 grand plan or the 50 grand plan or anything like that, I already know that you're thinking it's too good to be true. I get that. Watch the episode about being open-minded, right? And I can prove that this is actually achievable. Yeah. So I get it. Just be open-minded for a bit. What if what I'm saying is actually true? Yeah. So would it be okay if we didn't quite get you to a millionaire status, or you got yourself to a millionaire status, but you added 200 grand a year income? You know, that is managed, but it's, you know, you don't have to do it, but it's, we don't talk about passive income, it's portfolio income, right? So imagine if you just got along that way, you ended up having an extra, by the end of the 2024, you had an extra 10, 15, 20 grand a month coming in from your portfolio. Would that be okay?
Yeah. Nah, just kidding.
Yeah,
absolutely, right? Like, totally. We all started on the 10K plan in one, or 50K plan in one form or another, right? When we first started in our portfolio. And this is why I know it's just like, you know, setting yourself a goal to be a millionaire within 12 months is not that, like, these days, not that hard. Like, the wealth transition is so big. Like, these days, people pay you for anything. Like, the best story I've heard of one of the coaches that I spoke to is he was coaching someone who coached dog teachers how to go online. And I'm like, if you can teach a dog teacher, like, you know, someone who like makes sure that your puppy behaves, how to do this online, like, honestly, you can make money out of anything, right?
I heard today there was a sleep coach. Like, what the hell do you need a coach to teach you how to sleep? Like, close your eyes and, I'm going to swear, and fucking turn off your mind and go to sleep. Like,
so how did that work for you yesterday at 3 a.m. in the morning, mate?
But I went to sleep pretty quickly, right? So it was, look, yeah, without a doubt, I must admit I struggle with sleep occasionally, but it just made me laugh that there is a thing called a sleep coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's some incredibly random ideas out there, but other people, if you struggle with it or you have a skill set that you've used before, the chances are there's someone out there who wants that skill, right?
Yeah.
So you can get started or create a side hustle, even though I don't recommend anything with a hustle. Like, I'm allergic to the hustle. I don't know about you.
It's overrated.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, the same coach who is now here in LA with us, teaching us, mentoring us on how to live a truly lifestyle business. I remember 3 years ago, he was in hustle mode, right? Love the coach. We've been with him for years, but he was like, hustle, hustle, hustle. Just do more DMs, just do more sales, just do more that. And I'm like, but I can't. I'm on the chairlift in the ski field, and I'm not about to change my life to send a few more DMs, right? So yeah, definitely not in a hustle mode. Anyway, so multiple ways of making a business. You could create a deal and find the deal will find the money.
Yeah, right deal.
The right deal. Right money. You could create another business or dial up your business, right? If you're already at 100K, you're already making more, but now I would question, like, how do you make the profits of $100,000, right? Or that, lazy cash, that the lazy assets that are sitting on the sideline, how can you invest them and make $1 million, right?
Yeah.
How can you make, or if you go, this is all too hard. We just talked about the right deal will find the money. So if you've got the money, maybe you want to find the deal, right? And get going. And then, oh yeah, become a sleep coach. Was that your moral of the story?
No, I mean, well, you could always just take them, you know, 100 grand and go to a casino and chuck it on red, right?
That's not financial advice. Disclaimer.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, don't do that. At least diversify. Go into multiple numbers in red.
Or to be honest, go jump on YouTube. There's literally a group of friends chucked 100 grand on a roulette table and they won 3.6 million. So
that's not financial
advice.
Not.
No. Hell no. That is not a strategy, team.
That's the fun episode of how to become a millionaire.
Exactly.
But seriously, there is, like, if you put your mind to it, I think on a serious note, the way I would do it is that I would literally look at reverse engineering, right?
Yeah.
If I want to have $1 million cash at the end of it, which is what we defined as a millionaire technically, in net assets, how do you reverse engineer this? And then calculate it, well, like, what would you need to do monthly versus weekly versus daily, right? And then go, okay, what does that mean? Like, how much time will that take me?
Yeah.
So, fun little episode. Let's join forces and create a podcast on how to sleep.
Yeah.
Right? And then monetize it. How about that?
All you got to do is start talking about your numbers, right?
So let me tell you about the CTA and the CPC, and you'd be like, what? Yeah, good sleep, right? So great strategy.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, a little bit of a fun one. We would love to know, how would you make $1 million? Comment below, let us know, because we would love to know how people, like, what amazing, incredible, crazy ideas people would come up with.
Yeah,
if they had to. Yeah, would love to know. See you guys on the next episode.